What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, how to increase your energy levels, right? First of all, you are going to want to take care of your sleep, okay? Sleep is one of the best, safest, and easiest ways to boost your energy levels. When you sleep, your body recharges, it detoxes, and it basically sets you ready to take on your next day. Now, the problem is a lot of people, like myself, struggle with getting a good night's sleep. Now, in my case, I consume quite a bit of caffeine, and that does impact my sleep, but also because I'm constantly working. So, how to better manage that? The best way to get better sleep is to have a good sleep hygiene routine. So, for example, do not have caffeine 12 hours before you go to sleep. And that's a personal note to myself, okay? So you can actually enter REM sleep and have deeper sleep. If you are the kind of person that works long hours like me, then it's a good idea that you have a buffer zone where you disconnect from work and wind down for the evening so you can actually go to bed relaxed and you're not pumping with adrenaline or even cortisol from the stress of the work and just sitting around working all day. Another thing you can do is ensuring that at least not having any food 4 hours prior to going to bed, because you do not want to have your digestion active when you're going to bed. It interrupts your sleep cycle and impacts it quite negatively, where you don't get good sleep. And the reason that happens is because a lot of your energy goes into digesting the food, and that energy, typically speaking, goes towards healing your body and detoxing it and encouraging you to sleep. So make sure to not have anything about 4 hours before going to bed. Last but not least, make sure that your room temperature is cool and that it is blacked out. Okay? In order for you to fall asleep, your body temperature needs to go down. So a cool room will help you go to sleep much more easier. And when you're about to wake up, your body temperature actually rises, which helps wake you up. So if you want to wake up, then raise your room temperature. The other point I talked about was making sure that your room is really dark. So make sure to use blackout shades. If you don't have that option, getting a sleep mask is a game changer, especially if you're a light sleeper like myself. A sleep mask is amazing. Okay, so if you do all of these things and take care of your sleep, guaranteed you're gonna have much higher energy levels. You're gonna be happier, more optimistic, more energetic. Just life is gonna be great overall. Okay, next, make sure that you have an adequate intake of calories and nutritious foods both at the macro and micro level. Now, your energy levels are always going to be low if you're not getting enough calories every day. And the reason for that is that you're not even getting the sustenance calories you need just to maintain your basic bodily functions. So you need to make sure that you're getting enough calories for you to be energetic and active. Now, the food pyramids over the years list that the average caloric intake for an individual is 2,200 calories a day. Take that with a grain of salt because our caloric intakes varied differently depending on our genetics, our daily activities, metabolism, etc., etc. So figure out what your caloric intake is that you need in order to feel energetic and happy through the day. Now, part of your caloric intake is also making sure that you're getting in adequate nutritious food so you meet your micronutrients. You need different micronutrients that will help with your energy metabolism. So things like a vitamin B complex, okay, from different foods you eat, zinc, magnesium, iron, vitamin K, vitamin D. All of these nutrients help boost your energy. And you need to eat nutritious, dense foods that contain the vitamins and minerals you need. Now, if you are short on money or you just don't have the time or the energy to eat all of these foods, one of the best things that you can eat to get a large amount of minerals and vitamins is Irish sea moth. You can buy it dried, or you can buy it in jelly form, or you can buy it as a powder. I actually use a powder form too. And the beauty of the Irish sea moss is that it contains something like 92 out of the 101 or 102 minerals and vitamins our body needs, and it's all in 1 teaspoon. So it's a great way to supplement your diet or to meet your needs if you're restricted in terms of your eating, okay, and you want to get it over with. So extremely important that you get in your micronutrients as well as your macros. And macros is basically covering what I talked about earlier in terms of your caloric intake, but perhaps I'll break it down for you. So your macros are just the split of your protein intake, your fat intake, and your carb intake. All right. So you need protein in order for your muscles to function appropriately, and you need fats for long-term sustained energy, and you need carbs for immediate energy. So you need to think about how you want to break up your macros, how much of each you need, depending on your daily energy needs. So if you take care of this, okay, you will feel very energized, and you're going to have a lot of energy through your day. All right, next. This one for me is very personal, and I know for a lot of people. Stay away from toxic people. In particularly, for the majority of you, you have to work with people you don't like to make a living in a corporate setting or whatever other job that involves group work. Toxic people, or people that drag you down, or people that are sociopathic or narcissistic, will drain your energy. Okay? You cannot, listen, you can guard yourself as much as you want. You can form inner boundaries, outer boundaries, etc., etc. The longer you stay around these people, the more they will drain you. Throw on top of that jealousy and envy, and it just becomes a very draining mix. You need to put yourself in a position where you are not around people that drag you down and drain you, but you're around people that boost you and uplift you. And I'm sure a lot of you would have experienced this when you're around somebody you get along with, someone that really wants the best for you. They're always cheering you on. You feel happier, you feel elevated, you feel energetic, you feel more optimistic. Then you go around people that are just generally depressed or down on their luck or sad, or they hate you for no reason, or they just jealous and envious of you, or they just literally just try to make themselves better by pushing you down and just really basically killing your vibe. And people that do that, for reference, are inherently miserable. And rather than facing their own misery, rather than having the courage to work on themselves, they choose to project and dump their misery onto you for a temporary relief. And when they see you as miserable or even more miserable than they are, it makes them happy, because guess what? Misery loves company. So you need to get away from people like this. Listen, I don't care how much money you make, okay? The cost you're paying to make that money outweighs that money, even if you're making millions, okay? Because you might not realize it now. You might not realize that you are literally having disease build in your body, both psychological and physical, from being around toxic people. You're being sapped of your life force, Okay, you're being drained of energy that would have otherwise been left over after work for you to pursue, your hobbies, activities, or socializing with people you care for. I mean, how many of you would finish work and come back after work feeling drained and just sit in front of the TV like a zombie? I did back in the day. And trust me when I say it had nothing to do with the work. By the way, the more work you do, the more energized you become. It's a weird thing. And a lot of people assume it's work that drains them. It's not the work. It's dealing with assholes. It's dealing with people that are just toxic that will do that to you. So, I'm not saying quit your job right away, but if you are in an environment like that, don't play the tough game. Let me tough it out. Let me be the nice person. Kill him with kindness. Listen, these people are not going to change. Okay? So, in the short run, sure, tough it out, but you need to put an exit plan and find another role. Now, the unfortunate part is that no matter where you go, institutional work is always going to be like that. Okay? Because you got to understand that work environments bring together people that generally would not get together otherwise. Okay? It's such an artificial environment that it ends up just leading to diseased minds and just diseased people. And you have to understand too that as people, we're not supposed to be cooped together in such close distances. Okay, never mind you with people we like, but with people we dislike on a daily basis for hours on end. Okay, that shit is draining. It will rob you of the essence of your life. Okay, so something to consider there. Next, and feeding off of this one, make sure that you move out from a big city into a smaller city or a location that is more closer to nature or rural. They've done studies where they found out that a lot of diseases, mental illnesses, and physical illnesses actually are predominant in areas like large cities, like let's say New York or Paris, where there's a huge populous density. Okay? And again, feeding off of my past point is that people are not supposed to be in such close proximity with each other, regardless of whether you like each other or not. You need some space. You need to have the ability to think for yourself. You need to rest and recharge and feel safe. When you're constantly around people that are strange people, that puts your body subconsciously into high alert, into a fight or flight state. And you're not thinking about it the whole time because you grow up in it and it feels normal. But your normal is actually really frying your nervous system. And what that does is it basically drains your energy. So you want to move away from high density living areas into more distributed or more open areas, okay? So if you live in New York, you're better off moving somewhere in Texas, for example, right? Where there's more land and you get more space between you and the other person. So food for thought on that one. Okay, next. Getting out into nature, okay? We are not built to stay indoors away from the elements and nature under artificial lighting looking at screens all day. All right, this stuff will drain your energy. Okay, meanwhile, being out in nature, being out under the sun really does ground you. Okay, and you do get energized by being around nature and the elements. Also, the stresses of terrain changes as you go out into nature, temperature changes, like all of these things actually stimulate you, and it gives you manageable doses of stress that is basically not completely out of your ability, but also within your ability. So there's a sense of fulfillment and happiness that comes from being out in nature. And also the range of vibrancy of colors, even in like the dead of winter where it's all snowy, like where I live, it has a very different effect on you in terms of boosting your mood. There's a reason why beach vacations and tropical destinations are very popular. Just being out in nature, listening to the sound of water, being under the sun, having the feeling of the sand beneath your feet, it makes you feel relaxed. It helps energize you. All right. So, something to take into consideration here. What else can I tell you? I do wanna cover supplementation, but honestly, if you guys wanna know about supplementation, I have a couple of videos on supplements on my channel with regards to boosting testosterone as well as longevity. So a lot of these supplements will also boost your energy levels. So watch these uploads, they'll provide you with input here. Okay. Next, do something for someone else. A lot of the time, you may not have motivation within yourself to do something for yourself, which is bad if I'm being honest. Okay, you need to get that handled and fixed. But a lot of the time, when we do, as in majority of people, not everybody, but majority of people, when we do things for others, especially people we care about, we tend to summon energy out of nowhere, even when we are dead tired. Okay? So do something for someone you love or you care about. It will energize you. It will pick you up from the dump you're in. It will give you purpose. It will motivate you to get going, to pursue whatever you need to provide to your loved one. So do more things for people, okay? Do more things for people you care for. It will elevate your energy levels and it will basically make you happier. Last but not least, I mean, I can keep going on with different examples, but another one is, and it's going to be the last one for this upload. If you're single, go out on dates. Start going out on dates. Start meeting people. Start introducing yourself. Start actually taking interest in people, being curious about people, and start taking girls or guys out and enjoying their company. Now, that will boost your energy levels because when you go on a date, you want to have a fun experience. One of the things the girls look for in a man is energy, because energy means a lot of things for the girls. It means you're going out there making money. You're going out there actively dating. You're going out doing physical activity, taking care of your health. You're going out exploring. You're going out there being curious and learning. I mean, the list can go on, but most importantly, for a date, she's looking for someone that basically gives her good vibes, good energy, is fun, jokes. It basically expands her curiosity. So if you're not putting out an energy, that means you're not leading the interaction. And women want to be led when they're on dates, right? So if you're not expending the energy, if you're not putting it out there, you're basically not leading her, and then she wonders, why am I here? Especially when she has to take control of the interaction, which she doesn't want to do. So for the guys out there, that basically, if you're struggling with motivation and energy, a good way to hit two birds with one stone is to start dating. Yeah, it's that one is interesting because it will get you energetic. It's effort and you're expending energy. when you're asking somebody out and you're going to date somebody. So prepare yourself and be proactive and put that energy out there, because what happens is anytime you're expending energy, you get energized in return. And that's fascinating, because a lot of the time we think that energy, when you put it out there, gets depleted. It doesn't. If you're putting it towards somebody you care about or something you want or care for, actually you expending energy gets recycled back to you. If anything, it's generative. All right. So hopefully this helps some of you guys out there. If it did, consider subscribing to the channel, giving me a thumbs up, and turn on the bell notification button so you are aware when I do upload to the channel. Also, I do have a Calendly link in the description if you want to work one-on-one with me in terms of self-improvement, improving your fitness, as well as dieting and wealth generation. I've got that invite down below. Feel free to click on it and book your spot. With that said, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. As per usual, very much appreciate your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.